please. And there are a number of members of the clergy who are present this evening. Would you please stand, all ministers that we might recognize you also. Thank you very much. We'll begin with the candidates from Ward 5, and we'll start with Jamie Henderson.
Hey, good evening. I want to thank everybody for coming out, and I want to thank y'all for having us and coming out to listen to us. I know this is about the third or fourth one of these I've sat through, and I've heard the same thing over and over, so for y'all it's a new message for us. It's kind of cool. But anyway, real quick about myself. I am from Gastonia. I was born and raised here. Went off and served for the Army for a couple years, came back, joined the National Guard there at Belmont. I just actually recently retired from that. I live over in Ward 5, which is, if you're not familiar, is the area kind of York Chester, down 321, Brookwood, to the left and right of that. And that kind of goes back to this first question about the downtown. You know, Brookwood, York Chester are right next to downtown. We love our neighborhood over there. It's a beautiful neighborhood. We've got all those stately trees. Needless to say, for an 8 square block area, which is basically what downtown is from the post office to the Salvation Army, we've sank a lot of money up there. You know, we built a park, we poured a ton of concrete, and we decided to tear it up because it didn't look good. The park that's there is beautiful now, you know, kind of misstepped it the first time. Now, you know, a lot of the funding that has gone into those businesses up there has been supported by that local area tax to get those businesses monies to start up and help them try to be more, you know, help them try to be successful by having capital to start up with. Now, Nick's Steakhouse is a different plan in that they got $700,000 of federal, state grants. And when we say grants, you know, it's free money, it's a grant. There's no free money. We paid somebody a tax that's now coming back to this community in the form of a grant. You know, so anytime I hear grant, oh, it's free money, there was a grant from the federal government. Me, you, everyone here paying taxes to get that money in a grant to come back. So there's no free money out there. The trash, you know, these are all hot topic issues. The trash, I've looked at the budget, you know, and the money may be there. I'm not sure. You know, the city manager says the ad valorem taxes, our property taxes, doesn't cover trash pickup. You know, it costs a lot. I've taken stuff to the dump. It's $26 a ton to dump stuff. You know, I'm sure we create a lot of trash. But if the option is that we have to pay for it, my family of 5 generates 2 cans a week. My 80-year-old neighbor puts a can out every month, and it's probably not even half full. So why are we going to charge a flat rate? If that's the way it has to be, a flat rate's not the answer. We've got to come up with a system. They say these RFID tags can actually weigh the garbage. So if we can weigh the garbage, then let's pay, you know, if we have to pay for it, let's come up with a solution where we pay by usage, not a flat tax. The RFID tag on recycling, I'm a big recycler. I'm not hugging trees, but I'm a big on recycling because, frankly, we put a lot of waste into the landfill that can't get recycled, and like we've heard, the landfill is not a big hole that's going to keep getting trash. In 20 years, that landfill will be closed, and you know, I don't want a landfill in my backyard. Most people don't. So we do have to find a way to be smart about our trash. I don't think the solution we have right now with the $6 going to $12 fees it. Thank you for voting Ward 5.
Hi, I'm Michael Satterfield. I'm running Ward 5 for Gastonia City Council. For the last 10 years, I have served this community. I've served on various boards and commissions. The Historic District Commission, I served on for 6 years and chaired that commission for 2 years. I currently serve on the Planning Commission and am currently chairman of that commission. I'm an architect. I do healthcare design hospitals and medical office buildings. I've worked on projects that range from $200,000 medical office upfits to $50 million ground up hospitals. I think what we're looking at over the next 4 years is to try to find a group that has some fresh faces, but also has the experience to help lead us through the tough times. I think I'm one of those people, and I hope you'll agree with me. I'll check, let's see what we got here on the questions. The downtown revitalization. For a lot of the candidates up here, this is an abstract question. It's not to me. I have personally escorted potential investors through Gastonia. It was probably 8-9 years ago. Some friends of the family came through looking for a rehabilitation and historic preservation project. They came through Gastonia and decided not to invest in Gastonia. I think that now, if they came through, their decision would be different. I support the revitalization of downtown, and I support the stabilization of the neighborhoods in Gastonia. I think we can keep moving forward on those things, and we're going to be a better city for it. Stance on solid waste, I think you've heard from a lot of the candidates tonight. Solid waste has long been a part of what we pay property taxes for. It is a public safety issue, and we need to cover that without extra fees outside of the taxes we're already paying. Rankin Lake and Limeberger Park, I think there's some pretty exciting changes going on. I wasn't part of the decision-making process that led to these programs, but I can tell you this, 50% of Gastonia's residents live in multifamily housing. They live in apartments and condos. Many of those places don't have adequate places for children to run and play. If we don't do right by our children, we have no future. So I support recreation. You're going to find me a big supporter of recreation in the city. Would I be in favor of increasing, maintaining, or cutting the city's property tax rate? Our tax rates are high when they're compared to several other cities around, and I'd like to see them back more in line. I hope you'll remember me. I'm Michael Satterfield. I'm running in Ward 5. I think you'll find me an experienced, creative, and responsible candidate. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Scott Attaway. I'm running for Ward 5. Right down the road from you, right down Hudson Boulevard. I'm a Green Wave, and I'm an App State Mountaineer, too. My wife's father is a pastor 3-4 miles down Hudson Boulevard as well. So coming from a growing church like I am, and seeing this building, it's great to see everybody here, and it filled up as much as it is. One thing about me is I'm not a politician, and I'm not trying to be a politician. What I'm trying to be is a public servant. I've been a public employee before. I have the experience of dealing with the people. I was a planning director for the City of Lowell, and a short stint at Gaston County Planning Department with Mr. David Williams, who's in the crowd tonight. So I do have experience working with the people, and now I own my own business. It's about a 3.5-year-old small business. I do landscaping, generally in Gaston County. So I do work at home, and I spend all my money at home. So I think that's very important that you need to look at that. On with the questions, downtown revitalization. Yes, I'm all for downtown. And it's kind of been said several times tonight about the private sector to step up and get it going, and I agree with that, but one thing that hasn't been mentioned is they are. They're coming together, they're doing a lot of good things down there. If any of y'all got to go out to the Gaston Homegrown Music Festival, that wasn't the city helped with logistics, and yeah, they had a helping hand, but that was spearheaded by citizens and business owners downtown. I think that's important to get the word out on that. So, on to the next question, solid waste. I bought a townhome 3 years ago when me and my wife got married. We have a trash compactor. I'm still going to pay for it, and I don't even have a trash can. So I think that's the pinnacle of what I'm trying to say is there should be an opt-out. There should be some type of usage gauge for this, and probably one of the other most important things is there's a lot of people on fixed income, and I think that's not to be overlooked. Park improvements, I'm for parks. I always say to my 6-year-old stepdaughter, I say, get outside and do something, you know. She always wants to sit in the house and watch TV. And you couldn't get me out of the woods when I was little. I was down here in Georgetown Woods Apartments playing in the creek. So I think it's very, very important for our kids not to forget about nature and the outdoors and things like that. Also, like I said, I'm a public servant, and I'll follow what the public wants to do, what parks they want to go after. I think my time's up. Thank you. I hope I get your vote.
Good evening. My name is Brenda Craig, and I'm running for Gastonia City Council in Ward 6. I would like to thank each and every one of you for being here tonight, taking the time to come and get yourself educated on what your city council can do for you, and we work together. First of all, I also would like to thank Walker Reed, and I've worked with him on different committees even before I was on the council. Also, Dr. Sadler, I've worked with you for many years, and Hugh Grant, where did he go? Hugh Grant, I worked with him years and years ago too, so I feel like I've got some friends out here. I have only been on the city council for 2 years, okay? I was appointed in 2 years ago to take the unexpired term of James Watson, who passed away. He was very instrumental, from what I understand, in getting some bus service out here in this area. So he was very, very interested in this area of town. I'm married, been married for 52 years to the same man. Thank you. You have to work at it. You just have to work at it. But it works. It works. And it'll get you there. Okay? We have 2 grown children, 3 grandchildren. Our children live here in Gastonia. I was born and raised right here in West Gastonia. Have lived here all my life. Our children were born here, and they have lived here all their life. They own businesses here in Gastonia. They're entrepreneurs. So there's lots of opportunities in the city of Gastonia to be an entrepreneur, to do things, and to give back to your community. Some of you have this yellow card, okay? As you can see, I've got many years of community involvement. I have a personal belief that when you give back to your community, that you will receive something in return. So I have a philosophy that working together, whether it's in a church, whether it's in a family, or whether it's in government, that you have to work together to solve problems. I see myself as a problem solver, okay? Getting people together to come up and find out where our common denominator is that can make things happen, which will be betterment for the whole. All right? So that's a little bit about who I am, okay? About the, oh my gosh. I'll see y'all afterwards, okay?
Good evening. My name is Don Grant. I'm also a candidate for Ward 6, the City of Gastonia Council seat. And I'll tell you a little bit about me. I'm a businessman here in town. I own a Grant Exterminating Company up on West Franklin Boulevard. I went to school with Hunter Huss, where I drove a school bus, and I see a few people out there that rode that school bus. I'm glad you lived to tell about it. Back then, it was some scary times. I do want to talk to you just a few minutes, and I know it's getting late. You guys want to get out of here, but One of the questions here says, how do you feel about Gaston's recent emphasis on downtown revitalization? How many of you have more than one child? Which one of them you love the best? You love them all the same. One of the candidates earlier said that there are 6 wards in the city. Well, there are. That's like having 6 children. Why are we throwing all of our money toward one child and not sharing it equally among the rest of them? The garbage tax, I'm totally against it. I grew up in West Gastonia. The garbage man came 3 times a week, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Okay? How many of you get somebody out on Saturday to do anything anymore? Okay? Hey, when they spilled it, they picked it up, they put it back in the trash can, they rolled it out the road, they threw it in the compactor. When you leave here tonight, I want you to reach in your pocket, I want you to pull your keys out, I want you to take a real close look at them. And when you do, I want you to realize that everything that those keys fit has a tax attached to it. Think you're paying too much tax? 2-year terms. Ms. Craig just said that she's been on the council for 2 years. Well, up until the last election, they were only 2-year terms. I was going to run, and Mr. Watson came to me and asked me, would I consider not running? So I said, in all fairness, I'll do that. 3 people in a one-way race ain't gonna win. So I backed him. And I said, I'll wait my turn. Well, now it's my turn. We don't need 4 years. We need to go back to 2, and we need to let the people decide how long we're going to serve. What's to keep the next council from going in and saying we need 6 years? How many of you have a TV at home? You ever change your channel? If you don't, you see the same thing over and over. Don't you think it's time to change the channel? Thank you. Now, here's the one you really don't like. A good leader leads by example. I will cut my pay when I'm elected by 50%, and I've challenged the rest of the candidates to do it, and no one yet has stepped up to the plate. You have to be the first one to take the cut before you can tell somebody else they can take the cut. When you make a vote, you have to vote. If my mother was the only one being affected by this vote, would I still vote the same way? If it ain't fair for mama, honey, it ain't fair for nobody. I'm asking you for the most powerful thing you have, your vote. Now,
Mr. Grant, time.
okay, I thought it was the 1 minute mark. Sorry, I'll talk to you after. Thank you.